Because Mighty Mouse is on his way.
Alright, welcome to the Winku Podcast for 2/22/16. I'm here with Relic and Cross, and welcome to the podcast, both of you. How are you doing, as usual?
I'm better than a nacho floating through space, ornately turning like the most majestic beast.
Can't reuse jokes here.
I can, no one's heard them. Also,
Yeah, this is new content.
I didn't liken the nacho to my well-being before, so it's a different joke.
Gotta love inside jokes that people have literally no way of knowing of.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. It's
Yeah.
pretty great. But,
Jokes.
but I've been fine. It's been a while since we've had Relic on the podcast. Let me see. I can actually probably find.
It was
exact
2
date.
days before Christmas or something weird.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It was the Christmas one.
So it's
Because he
2
wanted
months
to do
ago.
a year-end review.
Yeah, and then we had Taz and then Daglos on twice. So it's been rather interesting. We haven't had Butkus on for quite some time. So
It's because
Well, it's 'cause he's
Butkus threw a smoke bomb down, and when it cleared, he wasn't there for 2 months.
that's true. He was gone magically, and we figured out that the reason he was gone, for anybody who didn't know, is that he was sick. So glad he got
It
better.
was stupid.
This is all old news though, because he's appeared in many streams and streamed himself.
As multiple personalities,
Yep.
and
But
things.
Do you know?
Oh,
It was but do you know? That was the joke. Okay, well.
But I said kiss. Okay, yeah, we were both on the same page there. Carry on, companion.
well, do you guys have anything? Any specific topics you would like to talk about for today's podcast?
I
Oh.
think Goggle Frog is not wearing prescription goggles, and I'm getting concerned. And I believe he might have the same disease that Michael J. Fox has.
I think you are lying, and that he is perfectly on suit with his legal ramifications.
See, this is
I can
Poor
talk about
Goggle
how
Frog.
I hate it whenever people put things in the corners of their friggin' streams.
Here, let me just expand the Goggle Frog.
Because it's just dumb.
Well, I want to do it. I'm going to do it, except it's not going to be moving. It's just going to be my face, like, oh. I should make the GIF, like, not move, but then every, 10 minutes it blinks. That would be creepy as hell.
You could probably do that.
Yeah, I've seen GIFs like that don't move for, until, 5 minutes in.
Yeah, I saw
That's
those mainly.
horrifying.
Yeah, I saw those mainly on the Die Tonight forums.
Oh, yeah.
Like something would just blink, and I'd be like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
And I'd stare at it for another 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it wouldn't blink again, and I've gone crazy. But yeah, useless analogies aside, I don't even know if that was the correct use of the word.
It wasn't gone.
Okay, so we can talk about the first topic then, I guess.
So Dead Mice Rising movies squill because they're made of mice.
Well, if anybody remembers, ages upon ages ago, we had a topic talking about Dead Rising Watchtower, which was a direct-to-on-demand movie coming out, and now it's getting a sequel. So I
Wait,
just
so the
thought I
movie
should-
actually came out?
Yeah, it came out, and it flew under everybody's radar, I guess, because it was
Didn't even
on
follow up on it.
it was on Crackle, I think, which is some really obscure video-on-demand service. So I just thought I should update everybody, let them know that there's now a sequel. So that's a thing.
Well, was the original movie good or well received?
I have no idea. I've heard literally nothing about it, just that it came out.
I mean, I guess it did well enough to get a sequel, but that doesn't mean that much.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be... It could just be a cash-in, too. You never know.
Let's see. 5 out of 10 on IMDb,
That ain't too
and 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not that I always trust them for my movie reviews, but ooh.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be quite harsh, Rotten Tomatoes.
It's
What,
true.
What was it again?
28% on...
No, I mean, what was the movie again?
Dead Rising, the movie.
Is it Japanese people?
It's called Dead
Yeah.
Rising Watchtower, the original one, and I'm not entirely sure what the sequel is. I think it starts with an A. Although we'll
This
give
one
them...
with Japanese people. It was actually not that bad. I watched it.
They don't look like Japanese to me.
Yeah, I think the main actor is American, or white-skinned at the very least.
Yes, a white man.
White.
Yes, that's white. Yep, he looks very white.
Yep, very white.
Confirmed his whiteness. Jesse Metcalf.
What I'm thinking of wasn't a movie actually. I think it was a series. That's yeah.
Oh, was it like a fan-made series or?
I don't know. It was a free series that was on Xbox though. So.
Well, this is a movie. It's not a series.
Well, no shit. I just said that.
Does he just run around and take pictures in a mall?
He's like,
No, it was like-
fantastic.
It was like like normal people, except one was in a wheelchair.
Mhm.
So it was super cool.
What? That reminds me of that one shitty, like, top-down zombie game where you could play as a dude in a wheelchair. Remember that? What was that
No.
game called?
Happy Wheels?
No,
Zombies
no,
mod?
no.
Yep, it was Happy Wheels, all right.
It's Happy Wheels.
No.
It's the game we were thinking of. I just want there to be a movie that's like Pokemon Snap, but it's just him taking pictures of zombies in compromising positions.
Right.
And it's 3 hours long. That's the movie I would make.
Sounds like the worst thing.
I'm in a
ever.
compromising position. Oh, I don't know.
What does that even mean?
Means my dick is out.
Oh,
Well, it's a podcast. No one can see that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Unless
they
you
can.
mention it, then you know.
Unless we
Then
add,
it'll
like,
just scar them for life.
let's add a webcam feature just for this podcast.
I'd do it.
Get the channel shut down.
For our
Okay.
100th episode, our podcast shall end in a flurry of Relic's dick.
Haven't you guys passed 100 yet?
No.
Oh, you guys
95.
suck.
We would have passed 100 ages ago if we kept it going every week, though.
Yeah, but
That's what
eventually that got to the point where, like, so what'd you guys do this week? We're like, we're all weird shut-ins, nothing happened. And then, I don't know, it just got kind of sad.
Yep.
So,
That pretty much explains the state of the podcast.
mm,
Although sometimes I feel like nowadays, even with the podcast going every 2 weeks, it kind of feels like that anyway.
yeah, I mean, with work, I haven't been able to play as many games, so, and a lot of the times the crux of it is, like, the different games we've played that cast things, so.
Right. And I feel like, to be fair, this time of year, there's not really too much going on the game side of thing. It's more like towards the mid and end of the year.
Well, we can always never be a gaming podcast. That'd be a thing.
Well, that's
Well,
like, you know, we can't
Sometimes
just...
we aren't.
Yeah, that's true. But we're a gaming talk show. That's... Don't tell Twitch that we aren't, otherwise we
Yeah.
would not be here.
That's
Now
how we're
Twitch is
legally-
expanded. They don't give a shit anymore.
That's true. They do have artists.
And it's
Oh.
like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So wait, was Chase from the first Dead Rising or the second Dead Rising?
I don't think he was in... I think the third one, right?
Or did they just make up the name Chase for the movie?
They might have made up a character. Did you play the
What?
third one, Relic? The third Dead Rising?
No.
Okay.
Who the hell do you think
neither
I
did
am?
A person who plays Dead Rising games?
Yeah, not
No.
3. That one looks so retarded.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like they went too hardcore on the oh my god zombies side of thing.
So it was like serious, and you couldn't use squirt guns to squirt the zombies.
Yeah, it did look very serious. I think we
It
talked
wasn't
about
serious? Are you kidding me? They had stupid shit in that one. Also, cartoony shit isn't even cool anyway.
I'm sorry,
Or-
Relic. Did you actually play Dead Rising 3?
I watched Let's Plays of it. You think I'm gonna play shit
Okay,
games?
so you do know about it then. You got really defensive for the game you said that you'd never played or heard about a few seconds ago.
I didn't say I haven't heard about it. I said, who the fuck do you think I am? Someone who plays shitty games.
I just wanted to watch a shitty game.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, if it's a guy whose Let's Plays I like to watch, I'm gonna watch him.
Well, just based on the trailer I'm watching for Dead Rising 3 right now, it looks pretty ridiculous because there's an Asian guy and then like a zombie walked into a gong and it went gong.
Do they have the psychopaths still as
Yeah,
ridiculous
they
as
still
the other
have
ones?
psychopaths. They never got rid of those.
Adam the Clown, that was a fantastic psychopath. I
That
love
guy was
guy.
great only because after you killed him, you could keep going back and getting chainsaws.
Oh, those chainsaws.
I don't know why that was never like removed.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't they just be like, yeah, you're not supposed to keep getting chainsaws. don't know how this happened.
Well, I mean, he comes back and places them down. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. He's not really dead.
Exactly. He's spooksing around the mall.
And then the best thing though is like you get the magazines, of course, for it, and then it's just like you win, easy mode.
And then you kill Billy Baxton with a baseball bat.
Billy Bags and fuck, I hate that game. You know what? I just remembered that I hated Dead Rising.
So you're gonna watch
because
the
you
shitty
said
movies?
Billy Paxton.
I don't even know who Billy Baxton is.
He's a character you could like. I spent like half an hour trying to rescue this guy named Billy Baxton,
Is he the
and
guy?
he
who's
wouldn't follow
crippled?
me right, and I had to keep on fighting off zombies. And the culminating moment was when I took a baseball bat and winded it up, and he had a knife, and he's like, "I'll help," and he ran in front of my baseball bat, and I smashed his head open, and I would have had to reload like an hour back to get him back. So
I'm pretty
I just
sure-
stopped playing forever.
Yeah, he's that really like. He's like the fatter character that you find
Yeah.
behind boxes, right?
Yeah, he's a
Oh,
fat guy hiding
Jeez,
behind
that
boxes.
guy is a secret character, and he's also just annoying to go get.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I spent an hour and then accidentally killed him because he ran. I had no chance of stopping. I was already moving the bat, and he appeared, and he just like was like, "Here, I'll put my head right here." Instantly died. Like,
I absolutely hate the fact that there are characters who it's like, oh yeah, we're not going to tell you they exist. You have to go find them. It's like, no, I don't want to do that.
the entire game, like, it's very hard to do everything perfectly. Like,
Yeah.
I remember there was a Let's Play of a guy doing it perfectly, and the things he had to do were insane. Like, I think it was kind of set up so that a lot of people die and you screw up.
Yeah, I never 100% of that game. I tried a couple times.
very
but
hard.
It's fine in my opinion that like it's really tough and stuff. Like the only way you can get every single survivor saved is to not go through the story because you can't let a certain character die then because she'll die in the storyline.
Well, you have to, like, the characters, I think, are presumed dead if you don't rescue them also.
Yes,
So you can't just sit around not doing anything either.
you have to go rescue every single auxiliary character, but then you have to stop at the storyline area or else a certain girl will die
Now,
unless you just don't give a shit. And you keep
in the
going.
first part, though, like, there's a bunch of people just like, we're safe from the zombies, and then
Oh,
someone,
yeah,
like, runs
they're
up.
unsavable. They die no matter
Oh,
what.
okay.
So they
I
don't
was
count
thinking
towards
that.
it.
Okay, because I was like, there's no way to possibly save these guys, is there?
I
can
spent
get it.
so much time defending the old couple in the back because I was like, I'm not going to let these people die.
Hmm.
Like, I
Yeah,
probably spent like 2 hours just sitting there like, I want to save these people. These two old people don't need to die here.
You can get a shotgun in that starter area. You just have to dive into a horde of zombies.
Yeah. It's not, once you start clearing them out, it's not actually that bad. Like, it gets okay. It gets manageable after a while.
Yeah, I don't know
I
how
would've
many
liked that
survivors.
game- I would have liked it better if I could have found the bathrooms easier.
Are you gonna say you don't know how many survivors there are? Because I think there's like 70 to 100.
Oh no, I was gonna say, Cross. I don't know if you've rescued any of the other survivors, but they're pretty much all as horribly AI'd as Billy
Oh.
Baxton.
Yeah,
If
you
you
know
wanna-
what? Screw that game. I hate that game. I'm going back to I hate that game.
If you want to have an easy time, because this is literally easy mode, as long as you don't walk to where a psychopath is, just give your survivors guns. They'll be friggin' invincible.
Until they
It's
shoot you in the back of the
retarded.
head constantly.
You just walk away from them. You tell them to defend a spot. They'll clear everything out.
I think they
It's
can shoot
retarded.
each other too.
They,
Actually.
if they do, they never did for me. They just sat there and were like, "Yep, this is the job.
I think
We're
the
not
second
letting anything
game-
get through."
Yeah, the second game had a lot better AI, or
Second game's AI
Considerably
was
better.
fantastic in my opinion, compared to the first one at the very least.
Hmm.
Give people guns in that game, and they will hold the line completely, no matter how many zombies there are.
What if you give them a knife? Will they run in front of your baseball bat?
No.
Okay, good.
Also, one of the best things about Dead Rising 2 is that the survivors were all just super zany compared to the first ones. Like they were so ridiculous, and it was fantastic because of it.
Yeah, just looking at the trailers and the pictures of Dead Rising 3, it looks just as ridiculous as the first one. I just
Really?
remember the early promotional material. It seemed like they were going to make it really serious.
yeah, that was my issue.
Yeah, but they certainly did not do that. I'm seeing Mexican wrestlers like wrestling zombies. I saw one guy, he put a flamethrower to his cock and he started going like, yeah, pretending that the zombies were in a mosh pit cheering him. There's everything here is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can you still
Well,
use like shower heads to stick them in zombie heads and
See,
blood
the
rains
only thing
down?
I'm seeing is from these trailers. There's no really ridiculous weapons. They all seem like things you might actually use. I haven't. There's not anyone using like a garden hose to knock people over.
There's like a
What,
lead pipe.
No, well, that's a pretty legitimate weapon.
I don't remember. I wouldn't really mind a zombie game that was really, really serious because we don't really have any that are really serious and really good.
I don't know. Wasn't Dying Light pretty damn
No,
serious?
Dying Light was shit, and it was not serious. It was
Wasn't
it was Dead. It was Dead Island Companion.
Hmm.
Dying Light was literally Dead Island.
Well, I don't think
What
Dead
about
Rising
Last
is
of
the
Us?
series to take into the serious zone.
Last of
What?
Us was pretty much a zombie game.
That's true.
I wouldn't count it as a zombie game.
It was. I don't care if they're stupid plant dumb faces. Like they were zombies.
Resident Evil used to be like the pinnacle of real zombie, of hardcore zombie
Wait,
survival.
but
And then
you said good games.
the first ones were good.
Those games do not hold up.
Not anymore, no. But
No.
back in the day, they were awesome. But then
I mean,
once you got to 4, it was like dogs, and it was like, all right. But then it's like dogs that rip their heads apart. What? Fuck this. Also, guys with rocket launchers. Fuck this.
Well, you started getting into like the Plaga or whatever they're called, and away from zombies, really. at
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
that's
which-
whenever I was just like, this is done. I'm done with this.
But the thing is, Resident Evil 4 was actually playable.
Yeah,
Like you can't
that's a
go
good
back.
game.
Like the original Resident Evils have some of the worst controls in 3D gaming. It's insane.
Tank
Like,
controls. What about the remakes, though? You could play the remakes.
They're a little. I don't think they kept the controls in the remakes though.
No, they updated them. They gave them a new update. But you can also play with tank controls if you really want to, for
If
whatever
you're
reason.
crazy, where
Yeah.
it was hard to run in a straight line in that game. Like you couldn't make tight turns if you were running. You'd be
Yeah,
like,
because the camera was shifting everywhere and stuff like that.
Yeah, and to shoot a zombie in the head, you had to aim at the ceiling, and as your hand went back to the neutral position, you had to let go at the right time.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, definitely.
It was
something
horrible.
else.
I don't know. I remember them very fondly, and that's all that matters. Like,
I mean-
they aren't playable anymore, but
Yeah, you
That's not
probably
the
haven't
metric
played
I'm
them in the last
using.
10 years, and your nostalgia goggles would likely melt into a haze of horrid reality.
again, like that's not the metric I'm using. The metric I'm using is the idea that they were good, and I'm not saying that from a nostalgia point of view. Back in the day, I played a lot of it.
Mm.
Like, I feel like we really need a zombie game that's super good, that's super serious and super good. Because
Parasite Eve. Why'd you say Parasite? I love Parasite Eve. That was
What
a
is
great
that?
game. You guys play Parasite Eve?
What's that game?
It was made by Squaresoft, and you played as a police officer who suddenly her town, the town of New York, is attacked by a bunch of monsters, and she finds out that she has these crazy superpowers that keep on getting stronger. So she has to fight against them.
New York, huh?
Yeah.
Are you
New
in
York
it?
City. You play as a female cop in New York City, and it's an RPG. Like that's already like a crazy, unique scenario.
That does sound pretty interesting.
It was awesome.
Oh, cute. We do need to go back to Contagion, though.
That's true. That's a pretty good one. I mean, it's
That-
not absolutely
yeah, that's pretty good, and
100%
it's-
fantastic.
The fact is,
but
it's out of beta now too, so it might be even better than when we played it. So
what about Zafe House? I think that's more of a. I think Relic's talking about you're in the action and
yeah,
shooting
not
stuff.
just effing about. Also, I don't think Safe House was incredibly great. Like, it was fun, but I don't think it was, blow mind great.
Yeah, for being from such a small company, especially. Did you see the game that they released, the newest one on the
No,
train?
but Douglas told me about it. It looks alright. I was like, woo, but I'm not going to pick it up anytime soon. That's for
It's a
sure.
little bit jarring how they reuse you remember how the pictures and they have the random people that they
Yeah.
put in the
I
game.
feel
They
like
reuse
it's
that,
Safe
too.
House, but just into a new thing, and that's okay for me. But I am upset that it lacks innovation. But whatever.
There's that whole just like survival genre of games, and it seems like it's always indie companies that make them, and it's like no one's completely nailed it yet. But like
And a
everyone
lot of
keeps
them
on
are
playing
terrible,
them.
and that's a big. A lot of them are also terrible.
Yeah,
Which what that does is just make the consumers not want to play them, like not want to pick up ones from indie companies. So
Well, that's
even
the
if they're
thing. I feel like someone could make a really good one. Like, I think people keep on playing them because people want that type of genre of game where you're just surviving against the environment, you can build things, and it just hasn't, there hasn't been a truly amazing one so far.
Yeah, and the fact that like indie companies that could potentially nail it can't make the money to do it, kind of just upsets me a lot.
Like, I mean, I guess I kind of want there to see, like, I want there to be like a big development team and a bunch of people behind it, but I don't think the AAA market's interested in.
Well, especially because H1Z1 just flopped,
Mhm.
as far as I'm concerned.
Was that made by an indie company or a?
That was made by Sony.
Holy
Right?
crap! Okay,
Or at least it was
Yeah.
published by Sony, but Sony put money into it. I know
Yeah.
that.
For sure.
And as far as I know, it's shit. I watched a couple of videos, and it looked like shit. And it looked like it was just a DayZ ripoff. And I'm like, no, this is stupid.
Like the
Yeah.
War Z kind of that same situation.
It was better than the War Z, at least.
That's not a very high bar to get past. Let's be honest here.
Well, if it was below the War Z, then we would have a serious problem, that's for sure.
You know, it looks like it got mediocre reviews all around.
Yeah, so because of that, I feel like, AAA companies just like, no, we're not going to deal with realistic zombie survival. And
Yeah.
H1Z1 is actually supposed to be free to play upon release, and you just pay for the beta right now.
still,
That's weird.
Yeah.
Wait, you have to pay for the beta, but the real game is free?
Yeah, beta access, which it's never going to come out of, so that's great.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I wish? I wish Valve would just take an indie company or something, or kind of like they did with Portal. They just take an indie company that has potential and they just shove money at them until they make a fantastic game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could do that with the survival genre for sure if they really wanted to.
I think they
I
could,
guess-
especially because Left 4 Dead, it was all right for what it was, and I think that if you just tweaked that concept, you could make a pretty good realistic survival. Like a realistic playthrough, not survival. We take that out. Because I don't think. Here's the thing too. A lot of them try to pursue that whole crafting stuff as well, and I think that's a big problem because you can't. If you're an indie company, you can't pursue two different things. You can't pursue the realistic zombie horror stuff and then also the crafting. It's too much. So, I think that's been a big downfall of a lot of the indie companies. 7 Days to Die might be the one that could possibly do it because it's got a lot of attention along the
Right.
way.
I've heard that it got some pretty good ones. I think another one that doesn't have zombies in it, but that is in the genre of survival crafting and stuff like that is Ark Survival. I've been playing that recently. That's a pretty solid game other than for a few bugs, and it's getting consistent content updates too.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that game looks like shit.
It doesn't run very well on a lot of computers, and it has some pretty annoying bugs, but I'd say so far it's the best one that I've played.
Also,
Hands
it's
down.
kind of the thing it's the same thing as DayZ and stuff. It's like the focus doesn't seem to be as much on the neutral stuff as it should be. It's like, let's go dick over people. I don't like that. Like,
So
I'm not
can
going to
I-
play
can
any
I-
game that's like that.
Can I give you guys an update on H1Z1 or whatever it's called?
Sure, go ahead.
Apparently, every single review here is down because apparently they've made two changes. First of all, it's not going to be released free to play ever.
Oh shit!
And they're also splitting it into two different games. One of them's a one-player, one of them's multiplayer, and each of those games will cost $20.
What?
Yeah,
I don't see how they're going to pull that off. It's already shit. What are they going to
people
do?
are furious.
So, when did they release this?
Let me. When are all of these reviews being written?
That's
there's
fucking
no dates.
ridiculous.
February. It looks like they announced this earlier this month.
Literally,
So-
all they would have to do for the multiplayer versus single player thing is just disable people joining your lobby. That's
Yep,
literally
but
all
instead
they
they
would
decided
have
to
to do.
charge people double if they want both experiences.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, people
that's
are pissed
dumb.
off.
Sony fucked up. That might be Sony abandoning the project, and whatever studio that they're using might just have decided to do that.
It might be.
Because I don't think Sony itself would have done that.
Well, this is just a lesson to everyone: never buy an early access game ever, and let this model die horribly in a ditch.
We
Yeah, 'cause
say
very few
as-
companies are pulling off, actually making these early access games be something worthwhile.
Yep. You could also take a look at their past games that they've made. Like, for instance, with The Dead Linger, you know, you could take a look at their past game. The only other game they made was, like, some random top-down puzzle game. You don't think they're going to be able to pull off such a big project like The Dead Linger was.
No,
That's
but-
dead.
Yep, that's totally dead. And we called it. That's the saddest part.
It's not hard to call it at this point. Is everything. Every ambitious project dies before reaching fruition.
Oh, Project Zomboid. We left that out. That's actually a really fantastic game as is, and they're still working on it. I mean, it's been in alpha for what, 30 years?
Someone told me that I should play the alpha when I started my channel, so that was 6 years ago.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a work in progress for a really long time, but it's really good. Like,
It's a great stream game.
and if people, you know, it's just going to get better. So I am excited for that.
Hopefully it gets better.
I don't see how it wouldn't.
Yeah, but this somehow turned into yet another conversation about early access and all that
Because
sort
it's
of shit.
infuriating. It is absolutely infuriating. Like the rage on that HZ1 Q3, that game.
Yeah.
It's the company literally said something was going to happen, and now they're like, nah. Screw everyone who supported us. This is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't trust people. You can't trust companies to do what they say they're going to.
You gotta. I'm waiting until AAA developers and publishers dip into this honeypot of Steam Early Access. Although I think they already have with like Street Fighter V. Wasn't that released in some horrifying state? Doesn't even have like fight stick control support, which is insane.
Yeah, it looks like the company that made H1Z1 is an indie company. I don't know if they had support or whatever, but
I think because it was published by Sony, right? So
it was published by them. They developed and published it. Daybreak Game Company.
Well, it was Sony who was advertising it, wasn't it?
They might have gotten advertisement with Sony, but I'm not seeing evidence that they were publishing it.
Well, like I said, I think Sony's, you know, pulled away from the project
Mm.
and said, like, we're not going to even bother with this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's on. It looks like it was on PlayStation 4 and on Xbox One. So, don't think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that looking at it in hindsight, H1Z1 was probably just like a cash-in from Sony to try to get into that market when it was still kind of hot.
Yeah, but I really feel like they pulled away from it afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they did have something to do with it, and it looks like they about a year ago they're like, nope.
Oh, really? They pulled away about a year ago?
Yeah, it said after Sony's spin out, H1Z1 development seems to continue. Oh, yeah. So now that's why it's on Xbox, even though Sony had to do with it. They're like, all right, well, you're pulling out. We're going to put it on Xbox also.
I mean, fair enough, I guess. Hopefully, I mean, maybe it'll become a good game, but I
Doesn't
doubt
look
it.
like it. Looks like
No,
everyone
if
hates it.
if big bag Sony isn't giving them their money, they're screwed.
Maybe 7 Days to Die is worth checking out then. I should
I
take a
think
look at
it's
that at some
worth
point.
it. Also, Cube, we not only do we need to check that out, we still need to record that Project Zomboid run I want to do. So
Right. That's a really good stream game too, Relic.
I'm not streaming it ever.
Any game that has some sort of like long, huge downtimes or something, or where you do the same thing over and over again, or you take like long walks or something, that's a perfect stream game.
That's an okay stream game. I don't know. I don't really think it's a perfect stream game just because it has long walks and shit. I mean, exciting action happening all the time would be pretty great for a stream too.
That's true, but I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good, compelling point, Q.
Well, welcome to the stream, everybody. It's nice to have you all here. I don't think I said that. I'm only half an hour late.
Cube, if you want to do streams of Project Zomboid when I'm around, I'd be down.
Yeah, but that would be weird, interacting with chat while somebody else is recording.
I
always
wouldn't
awkward.
be recording that run. I'd be recording the run where we only get one life. That's the run I want to record.
The
Buckus is gonna
shortest
jump out of a
video
window.
all time.
Yeah, Buckus is just going to jump out of a window. I'm going to jump out of the window with him, and then we're going to pull Relic out of a window.
Obviously, we're not fucking around. Come on.
It's butt kiss. Are you kidding me? He's gonna
He'll
fuck
be-
around.
If I ask him to be serious, he'll be mostly serious. He
I
won't
don't
go.
believe you.
He won't go kill himself. Because
There you go.
he
See?
he
Windows are
actually
fun.
respects me. Doesn't give a shit about you guys.
Well, maybe that'll be a thing in the future.
What thing? What?
You're recording that, you know.
Oh yeah, that'll
Something to record
happen. Maybe I'll also be on streams, but probably friggin' not, because nobody cares about me.
Yeah, I am reading chat though. To everybody saying stuff in chat, I have been. I'm gonna have
So
to
what's
take a
this
look at
about
various things.
virtual reality replacing regular reality?
Well, before we get into that, I would like to share a piece of fan art that we got like a
Oh.
night or two for Ark Survival on Drive Not Found. Let me
Whoa,
just
whoa! If it's a
sum
drive
this
not
up here.
found thing, it does not go here. This is the
What are
waiting
you
queue.
talking about?
We do not deal with drive not found.
You were literally just talking about streaming again.
Those
I
lesser
didn't think we were
beings.
going to stream it, Relic.
Those lesser beings don't belong here. Fuck them.
So yeah, here's the piece of fan art. It's wonderful. I like it. It's amazing. We got Kremet, we've got Rebel, we've got Daglas, and then I'm there.
Yeah.
Leadership,
So
responsibility, commitment,
That's the only reason he put it
companion
up, is
cube.
because he's in it.
Well, also, it's amazing, Relic. I don't know.
It's pretty great. I like that stylized companion cube too. It looks nice. Did somebody put this to like? Did somebody create that Daglas head from scratch or something?
It almost has to be, right? Because he
Yeah.
couldn't have found something in this style, like, for all of these pictures.
Again, it's uploaded anonymously, so I don't know who exactly to credit. But thank you to whoever made this. It's wonderful, and
Yeah,
I'm
I wish
definitely keeping
people would
that.
stop making amazing things and then not putting their name on it, so we don't even know who's doing it. You
Right.
know.
But I've said this before, and I want to say it again. If I ever do if I redo this layout thing of the waiting queue, like the background and stuff, this thing that I'm moving around, I really want to make a spot for fan art or something, because that's I need to showcase some of this stuff. It's great. But anyway, moving on to the next topic, VR systems are launching. The two VR systems that I can really think of that are launching in the next couple of months are the Oculus Rift, which is launching for $600 next month in March, and then the HTC Vive, which is a VR headset that's in collaboration with Valve and HTC, the phone company. Oddly, I don't know why they're a thing in that, but that's launching in April for $800. So yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that, because the future is now, and the future is gonna be wonderful. Oh my
And
God.
overpriced.
And very overpriced.
And if you're an early adopter, expect to pay out the ass for a product that'll probably be better in the next 5 years.
And you better have a mother godly computer.
Computers made out of pure God.
Godly
Right.
mothers.
Runs on God's mother.
Well,
Francine.
fun. I'm out. Peace. We've run out of topics. GG.
No, Relic, you can talk about VR, and you can talk about how you can be in the anime worlds that you've always dreamed to be in.
Oh, that'd be terrifying. Anime girls look terrifying.
I'd be there. Dude, sign me up right now.
See ya.
Sign
Gotta
me
go.
up.
Go into VR.
But Relic, their eyes. They're so
I don't
big.
care, Cross. I'm perfect with those. They are wonderful to me.
They're as big as donuts.
There's an anime
I
mask
mean,
that I saw
your
that
gut
was
is as
terrifying.
big of a donut, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, that's
moving
not really
swiftly
hard. I
on.
think a normal person's gut is bigger than a donut, right? So,
That's true.
Is
Unless
a
it's a
normal
big
person's
fucking donut.
eye bigger than a donut?
How big is the donut?
yeah, that
Dunkin'
is an
Donuts
important
size.
distinction.
Dunkin' Donuts size donuts.
That's not that big.
It's bigger than an eyeball. Imagine someone with eyeballs that big. That is bigger than your. This is like a fist-sized eyeball. It's horrifying.
You're a fist-sized eyeball.
That's true, but I'm just a floating eyeball and not inside of the head of a human being.
Have you seen his Skype picture?
Yeah, I'm just a floating. Companions see me. I was just a floating eyeball.
It was a little bit awkward,
Yeah.
shaking your eyeball stem.
Well, you know, as long as you don't squeeze too hard, I don't lose sight for very long.
That's a very good question, Brown Puppy. I don't know what the fuck happened to get to this point, but it got here. It got here for sure.
This is what happens when I'm on the podcast. We always go somewhere stupid.
Well, you know.
Remember when you always brought some sort of fucking weird anime or Japanese topic, Relic?
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Remember when that was the best segment of the podcast, and I was
Hey,
sad?
Fatty. Best thing ever.
But yeah, it's hard to talk about this too in depth because I don't actually know anything about the different systems. I don't know what's different between them besides their developers. I don't know about price points. I don't know about anything really.
Well, I think the HTC Vive is supposed to, from what I've heard, and I think I heard this from Dodger, maybe Total Biscuit, and a couple other people, like people from Funhouse or something, is that the HTC Vive seemed to be better than the other ones. So there's that.
Are they
I
more
guess.
expensive?
The HTC Vive is $200 more expensive.
Okay, so $800, Jeez.
Yeah. And also, I
For,
know
like,
that...
computer level costs for something that's not even going to be good right now. Like,
Well, that's the thing. This is for early adopters. This is for the people that like buy the new iPhones on day one instead of just buying the older generation for half the cost. Like, this is for the people who want the cutting edge of technology, whether or not it's good. This is for the people that bought a VCR for $2,000 back in the 80s.
This is the people that bought, like, that one, you know, that, like, what is it called? The TVs that are angled or something, like curved TVs.
Yeah.
Like, people who buy into that stuff, or people who buy into the iPhones right off the bat or something.
Yeah, like the flat screen TV I have right now, we got for like $500. It would have cost like $3,000 10 years ago. And it wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah, it's insanity.
Like some people just like to have the new thing, whether or not it's good. But I'm the guy who plays, like, really wants to play Prototype and waits 10 years to play it instead of buying it for full price.
Well, shit, maybe in 10 years, VR is just going to be a thing
That's
is
what I'm thinking.
commonplaced.
Once I'm 40, I'll start caring.
I'm just glad that Valve has a hand in the honeypot for VR, because they're going to probably drive it forward on PC. I know that they released a stress test thing for on Steam, which is Portal themed, so I'm going to have to download it anyway, just so you can see if your computer can actually handle VR, because your computer will need to be pretty top-notch to be able to handle VR stuff.
No.
Like, it has to run VR games at 90 FPS, otherwise headsets will make you nauseous or some shit like
90 FPS?
that. 90 FPS
What?
is the optimal.
I wonder
So-
how many frames real life is.
I don't know, Cross.
I mean, you could probably look that up.
Yeah.
How much the eye can see or whatever.
But the
Yeah,
eye
which I
can't
guess
see
is what
over
I'm-
30
I'm actually
FPS.
saying.
The eye can't
30
see.
FPS, so your 60 FPS is meaningless.
Oh yeah. Play
Have I
Awesomauts.
blown your mind?
Play Awesomauts and drop down to 30 FPS every 2 seconds and tell me that 60 FPS doesn't fucking matter, you lying scumbag.
I mean, I can't tell. I don't know. I might be able to tell
Yeah.
the difference if it was side by side. But
I'm the same way. Like, I don't care if it's in 30 at all.
Those frame drops that you get sometimes, Cross, when you're recording.
yeah,
Awesomauts?
those don't look like 30. As those look like 2 frames per second. It'll
Yeah.
be like like
It's
that
pretty bad.
matters. But
Yeah.
like a constant, like for like most Super Nintendo games ran at 30, I believe. Like you don't notice.
You can definitely
if-
feel
if-
it.
I don't know. I don't really, like I said, I don't have a problem with 30 FPS at all.
I'm talking about Awesomauts here. You can definitely feel 30 FPS versus 60 FPS.
I don't care if I can feel it, like, because you
You can
can,
see it,
but
too.
I'm fine with it. Is what I'm saying.
Well,
Oh.
I'd have to see them side by side, because like the impression I get is when you feel it in Awesomauts is like way lower than 30, like because it's just like you can see like the like it's a chugging animation thing. No,
Yeah, I've played in 30 every time I recorded it. It's not a big deal for me.
I can't play in 30. Like, I can't stream that game either, because otherwise I'll drop down below 60, and I don't like those frame drops. It puts me off my game, and
yeah,
don't
I do
play as
know.
good.
Like when I record it, it definitely goes slower, and it does affect how well you can play, like the little differences.
Mhm.
But I always assumed it went like lower than 30 in those moments.
But yeah, that test thing that Kai linked to that will also tell you what you need to upgrade on your PC for VR. So if you think your PC is good, you might as well check that just to make sure. So you don't buy like an $800 headset and be like, well, can't play VR.
Huh. Hey, there's system requirements to run the tester. And if you don't... I don't know if this computer can run the tester. I don't know if I have enough requirements.
Oh, man. That'd be pretty great.
Yeah. But my new computer could at least run the tester. And that is all.
But I guess I just wanted to mention all that the VR systems are finally launching this month and the next month.
Cool.
I mean, the next month and the month after, because it's bringing on the future.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it won't go the way of Kinect.
Yeah.
Because that could also happen.
I don't think so, though, because Valve is pushing this. So I think we have a lot better chance of this actually going somewhere.
Just like those Steam boxes everyone owns.
Yeah, but the Steam machines, who were those for? I still don't know who those were for.
Yeah. I bet there would be a market for them if normal people followed game news as much as gamers followed it.
Exactly, yeah.
But that's not a thing. So, yeah, the only people who knew about it are the people who wouldn't want it. Whatever. I'm assuming those failed. I haven't actually followed it.
I don't even know if they're launched.
They must have. It was months ago, wasn't it?
You know, Relic? If the VR machines launched, or not the VR
Or the
machines,
Steam boxes.
Steam boxes.
Nope, didn't pay any attention, didn't follow it.
Were they called Steam boxes?
Steam machines.
They were called Steam machines.
Yeah.
They were made by so many different companies and stuff. Like, I'm sure some companies pulled out.
They're definitely out. Holy crap! That one costs $8,000.
Yep.
Yeah,
What
because
the-
that's worth it.
Why would you do that? That's oh my! That's like disgusting. Why would you do that?
Because Steam machine.
The computer you could get for that amount of money is unnecessary. Like, it would be too good to use its full capabilities.
That would be one hell of a computer. My God. If I had $1,800 to spend on a computer, oh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I would buy, like, 2 Titans, although I think that would instantly deflate the budget right there. Just be gone in 2 seconds.
But yeah, have either of you played any interesting new games lately?
I dipped into Silent Hill, the original 1999 edition, on Drive Not Found. I started streaming that a couple
Did you
days
find
ago.
the cat?
Yes, I found the cat, and then...
Did it scare you?
No, because it was bashing on the thing, and I kind of expected something. But then the cat ran out of the room, and, well, you know, what happened after that.
Okay, that's like, I'm not even kidding. I swear that's the only moment that scared me in the entire series. What's the thing that happened after that?
You know, surprisingly, the game still kind of spooks me a bit, even though it looks pretty terrible, which is to be expected.
No.
I can admire the atmosphere that they built up, and, like, how fucked up some of the creatures are in that game.
No, a lot of people think the first one is the scariest one. Like, it just had the creepiest atmosphere. The graphical limitations actually kind of helped with the fog. So they took the limitation and turned it into a positive.
Really cool how they did that.
The story's also far more psychotic than any of the other ones. Like, there's... Cause I read this in giant, like, pages-long story theory FAQ on it, because there's, so, like... Crazy things happen, but you don't even see them. Oh, it's ridiculous. I kind of want you to beat it multiple times.
I'm going to have to finish that up at some point in the next couple of days here.
Yeah.
Although I do like to... You see, the issue is that when I stream, I like to stream when everybody is not awake. So there isn't noises in the background like, party night. Or something like that.
Yeah. There's 5 different endings to that game.
My God, really?
Yeah, so I'm curious to see which one you'll get.
So far I've gotten up to the church. I'm not going to spoil anything, but
Yeah.
got up to the church place.
There's 2 different factors in what ending you get, and the combination of those 2 factors will determine what happens.
Yeah.
And then the last ending, you have to, I think, get like all the other endings, so you're not going to see that one. But
You have to play it like 5 times then? Jesus.
yes.
But the
And
main-
every time you play it, it raises the difficulty. So, I mean, it can't get harder than hard, but the second playthrough is harder. It will be on hard mode. And hard mode is hard.
How does that work? Do they just like buff the enemies up, make them do more damage? And,
Yes, and harder enemies appear earlier.
and less ammo.
I don't remember, to be honest, but yeah, probably.
Alright.
But Silent Hill 2, I think, is the best one of the series, hands down.
So much spoilers.
So much spoilers.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did get spoiled for the Silent Hill 2 ending, though. Like, the thing at the ending, you know what I mean? I've told you
Yes,
that before,
I remember you
Cross.
telling me. But oh, that game is so good, though. That's definitely, it has the most cohesive story. Gameplay is standard fare. It controls a little bit better than the first one because, again, it's on PlayStation 2.
Yeah, they had analog.
Again, 5 endings.
Sweet.
So
Konami did good there, and now there's a thing called Fuck Konami News. So that's, you know. Did you know that in Metal Gear Solid 5, they made the microtransaction currency expiry now? Like, it expires after a certain point of time, which is ridiculous.
Doesn't matter
Wow.
though. You can play through the entirety without it.
Yeah, but like the fact that they made
that's
microtransaction
not really-
currency expire is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
that's insane.
Hey, use it when you got it, baby.
But no, Silent Hill 2, I might have to play that after I play Silent Hill 1. But the main reason why I dipped into Silent Hill 1 randomly is because there's a Half-Life 2 mod called Silent Hill Alchemy or something like that.
Huh.
And I really want to play that because it looks really good, so need to finish Silent Hill 1 first.
You know, the thing with Silent Hill is it's similar to Assassin's Creed, where they were setting up a really cool mystery and background story to the entire thing, and then I think something happened and they just stopped, and then all the games had nothing to do with anything. So I got like 4 was the last one that I played, and I was like, I'm not, because 4 had nothing to do with anything. Like,
Okay.
it was gonna be cool. Like, you got the impression that eventually you were gonna find out like some of the mysteries. And
And
now
then
I
you did.
think they were just jerking me around the entire time. I was freaking lost all over again.
Yep. Lost Fever.
But no, still good.
I also played Guild Wars 2, and I finished up the stories, like the main story. And I gotta say, that was a bit, you know, underwhelming. And it
Yeah.
stopped abruptly.
Man, who
So-
saw that shit coming?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they dipped more into content, because I bought,
No,
like...
they haven't even released all the content for that game yet.
That's true, I guess they're gonna have to go into Living Story. It's just, my god, that was a bit
This is
disappointing.
ArenaNet's MO. Put out content, like put out a story, stop it abruptly, so that you can put out more stories.
Hmm.
And they just keep rinse, repeat until they've gone on for like 13, and then they're like, alright, that's the season right there.
Do most
So-
people play MMOs for the story?
I mean, I
Is it?
play Guild Wars a lot for the story.
Huh.
I mean,
Because
that's
Probably more of what Guild Wars is actually about. Is the story for a lot of people.
I love the world that they built up in that game. It's
Yeah, once you go
wonderful.
through the world once, you don't really go through it again outside of the storyline. And the competitive stuff isn't really that fun.
Yeah, like PvP and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never into it. You were into it for a bit there.
That's because of rewards.
Yeah.
I had no interest in the actual playing of it. Like, I didn't think it was fun or anything. I just was like, rewards, bitch! So,
Yeah, I played an indie platformer called Recursion Deluxe, and basically it's a solid game. It's just nothing special. The main mechanic is that you can go from one side of the screen and you'll appear on the other side of the screen, and that includes if you fall off like a cliff, you'll appear at the top. And every single level introduces new mechanics, and it's just jump. Your command is jump and explode. If you screwed up the stage, you can reset it. Because I just hit half the buttons were just explode, which was a bit jarring at first. But it's decent. I'm deciding whether to make another video on it or stream it. But I want to beat it. Also, the story's conveyed in like 4 pictures at the very beginning, and they were confusing enough that I had no idea what's happening. Like, I thought a meteor crashed on a planet, and then this girl was like, "Oh no!" And then she went to the meteor, but apparently the meteor was her spaceship.
Oh.
And she crash-landed on an alien planet inhabited by semi-intelligent bees. And I was just like, once I read that, I was like, how was I supposed to know that? What? but that's the storyline. There's not that much to say about the game, but except it's solid. It seems really short, and I'll go back to playing it. But meh.
What about you, Relic? You play any good games? Or any games, I guess I could say?
I've been playing through this War of Mine even more than I already have because I was like, oh, well, let's do stream.
Right.
Yeah, I started playing that again on 203's computer because you can only make one save file in that game, and I still haven't beaten it for my Let's Play, and I wanted to play it again to figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
And the combat system is messed up in that game. Like, I don't see how you can possibly learn it without, like, a few characters dying horribly.
I still don't know how to do gunplay in that game at all. Like,
Yeah, so I have a gun now. I just got a gun because there's a part with that soldier that was in the trailer.
Yeah.
I kept on resetting it to do it right, and it took me 3 times. And
wait, is
considering
that
you're
your
only
first
supposed
gun ever?
Mhm. Yeah,
Jesus.
I got it from killing the soldier that was threatening that girl.
I get guns pretty frequently in that game.
Like guns that work?
Yeah. And I
Where
also
did-
repair guns. I go
No,
on
but
killing
I-
sprees.
I have never found a gun that worked in that game, ever. And I got pretty far in it.
Again, you probably don't go on killing sprees.
No, I didn't. Who did I kill? No, I never killed anyone. Anytime I tried to kill someone, I got shot or stabbed. So, but in order to kill the soldier, you have to wait for this exact right moment. It's so easy to mess up the first time, and the second time even.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I don't know. You can go around and hide in a spot, or like you can go up and above and around
Mhm.
and hide over there. But
See, now, I tried to do that, but the door is, like, locked from the side that you're on, and I wasn't able to climb onto the roof.
yeah,
So, the way I do it is, like, eventually, if you go in too early, the girl's like, look out! And, of course, she gets you killed then, like, idiot.
well,
Or
if
she
you go
doesn't
in
say look out, she says help
immediately,
me.
if you go in immediately and immediately click on that guy, you can kill him before she says anything, like before he reacts.
Interesting.
That's the only way you can kill him instantly. Like,
Well, the
with a
other
character.
way is to wait for him to punch her in the face, because then she's on the ground, and when you open the door, she won't say "help me" because she's crying on the ground, and
Yeah.
then you can kill him instantly.
But
and
that's
the way-
not like kill him in the first moment of opening the door. That's the only way you can do it. The best way to actually kill him is just to walk in with a gun and then just hit him in the back of the head and then shoot him once.
Fair enough. Well, I did it with a knife because I didn't have a gun.
Or you can just wait for him to start taking her away and just follow after.
Yes, that's also good. But if you're first like I'm going to save you, she will get you killed, and like, I don't know. That game is just so brutal. It is so freaking brutal. Like they want horrible things to happen to you.
Yeah, but once you understand the mechanics and you start playing it often, like, it's
Yes.
bullshit easy.
Yes. It's just your first playthrough is going to be depressing. Like I don't know a lot of people that have beaten the game. Like they all give up. Which again, I feel like the game wants you to give up. I feel like it wants you to fall into a pit of despair and not want to play it anime because war is terrible.
Kind of feels like
held
it's
out
in the
pretty-
same genre as Zafe House.
I've beaten this War of Mine like 5 times now, maybe.
Mhm.
And then, well, with the recent stream, it's 6. And I can tell you right now, if you go the evil route and just kill whoever you want wholesale, the game is ridiculously, stupidly easy. It's
Yeah.
not even fun.
Well, that's the point. It doesn't want you to do that, basically. It wants you to feel guilty for it.
But even if you go as a normally guy, like you're being good, kill the bandits, and it's still ridiculously easy.
I balk at you saying it's ridiculously easy. My group has been on the verge of death for a long time. Most people I knew do not make it through the first time. Did you make it through the first time?
No.
Yeah,
But-
then you can't say it's ridiculously easy.
No, once you learn the game, it's ridiculously easy.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yeah.
I mean, the
I don't
same
know
thing could
why-
be said about a lot of games, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but this more so than any other game I've ever played. Like, this is just stupid. And even on the first run that I made it through, which would be my 3rd run overall, it was stupidly easy after day 20. It was just like, okay, well, what's the point now? Like, there was no point.
Well, does it end? Well, I mean, yeah, of
It
course.
ends on
it
day
ends
40
eventually.
something.
Okay.
But the thing, all right, so like for me though, I wasn't prepared for winter. Like I got a furnace, it wasn't warm enough. Everyone got completely sick. Where I am now in my Let's Play, there's one guy that's so sick that I think I might just have to let him die because I'm spending most of my nights sending him to the hospital to get free medication, and that just can't keep on going on. I'm pretty sure. Again, I read more than I was supposed to. I think robbers are going to come like every night. I don't have proper weapons. There's a good chance like my party's going to be wiped out the next time I play, which is part of the reason why I don't want to play it. Like I don't want it to happen. It's too stressful to think about.
But like my first 2 runs that I ever did on the game, which are the ones I lost, and they're on YouTube, surprisingly enough. I didn't make it past like day 5 because I did really stupid shit. But I quit after I lost 1 survivor. I was like, these guys are fucked. Reset.
A lot of people do.
Which I shouldn't have done in retrospect. But whenever I did the 3rd run, just those 5 days of playing, like the 5 days plus the like 3, I knew what to do in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And then once I got through that, it was like, okay, now I can just kind of brute force my way through everything else. So it wasn't like, because I knew backstab by that point. I knew how to get the hidden kill, and that's like the most important goddamn thing in the game.
Yeah, there's a part where I try to hit and kill someone, and I click the backstab icon, and instead of backstabbing him, he stepped out of the shadows, and I was like, hey. And then he got shot a bunch of times. Like, I don't...
I've had it, if you backstab somebody, like you come out of the hidden and kill them, you have to like move and then come back to re-hide. I sat there clicking on it, and I'm like, why won't I go back in? Some dude comes up with a shotgun, and it's just like, fuck.
Yeah. That game wants you to die.
Yeah.
Oh. But, podcast has 2 minutes left.
3.
4.
Relic, hates
3.5.
his channel and doesn't want to promote it.
That's right. I'll promote streaming, though. Hey, I'm going to be streaming this War of Mine again. I did the Evilish run. I'm going to do the Super Lawful run.
What
where
are
I
you,
only kill
what are you,
bandits.
where are you going to stream it?
Probably on my channel.
Oh.
Relictae, Twitch.
Relic
Because I
only
go for like
streams-
4 hours at a time, so I'm just like, I'm not going to take up time on Drive Not Found. And I also want to
You
be able
should.
to export to my YouTube, so...
That's what it's there for.
No, because other people are going at the same time I am. Like, it's late time usually, so I'm like, oh, fuck that.
Fair enough. What's on your channel?
Well, I mean, I'll probably be uploading KOTOR as usual. I feel like I haven't been keeping up to date on that or consistent as much as I would like to. But other than that, I might check out another Half-Life 2 mod called 1187 that I found while looking up that Half-Life 2 mod of Silent Hill. So that also has good reviews, and it looks pretty high production value, so that could be interesting. Other than that, though, I have been streaming Tales from the Borderlands, and thank you to a viewer called Xeno Saikishi or something like that for gifting the game to me, because he wanted to see my choices that I would make. I'll probably be uploading those either to the Drive Not Found YouTube channel or my YouTube channel. More so probably Drive Not Found's YouTube channel, because it has like Content ID stuff. Other than that, Silent Hill, I might upload those streams to my personal channel, just because I'll be doing the Half-Life 2 mod on my channel, so kind of want them on there.
Cool.
And, yeah, no, Tales from the Borderlands, that was a fucking wonderful game. Man, probably one of Telltale's best games. Especially, it started off incredibly strong, so that was wonderful. Game of Thrones, I finished that too, but I didn't record that or stream it, and... You know, that was also quite a disappointing and underwhelming ending, because I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, it was.
Is it because it's going to continue in another part, or is it?
Yeah, they left stuff off.
Okay.
They didn't really conclude a whole lot of stuff like at all.
Hey, it's just like the actual Game of Thrones books. It fits in perfectly. Buckus is true. Payday 2 might be a thing. We recorded 2 episodes of Payday 2, Road to Infamy 25100, the Wolfpack DLC, and the Point Break DLC. God damn, those are fantastic. Oh dear,
Fantastic
it's not
games.
over.
It's not over. It's not over till the fat guy gets set on fire.
All right, well,
Yeah.
on my channel there's going to be Cookie Clicker. Cookie Clicker all day.
No,
I'm
no.
deleting my regular channel and
No.
starting a new one called Cross Cookies.
Can I have your channel?
No, I'm deleting it.
Oh.
all 1,200.
I'm gonna make a petition. It'll be on change.org. Give Cube Cross's channel.
Already done. Channel deleted. All right. Cookie Clicker. Look for. No, I'm not. I don't think I can go back to Cookie Clicker at this point. It's not happening. But so I'm doing currently The Last Federation. That's in part 3. It's a simulation space game, but also a turn-based bullet hell game wrapped into one. What the hell else am I doing? Oh yeah, Shovel Knight. Doing Shovel Knight. And also, I haven't. I've released it on my Cross Knights Facebook page, but not to the wilds yet. I am doing Psychonauts. If you want to see the first part of Psychonauts, you have to go to my Facebook page, which is linked on my channel, and check it out there. I don't know when I'm going to release it officially. Probably when I record more than one episode, so that there's not a huge break. Well, yeah, I think that's all I'm doing. I swear there's like another thing I'm uploading that I'm forgetting, but I don't know. There's I still need to finish this war of mine, I guess, but I'm just depressed even thinking about playing that game again. But
You finished Bully, right?
I did finish Bully, yes.
Okay.
It is donezo.
I feel kind of poopy for not keeping KOTOR consistent, to be honest. Especially after that break, but, that's just the way life is due, right? So.
Fair enough.
Right. But I guess if we don't have much else to talk about, I guess we can wrap up the podcast here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning into the Waiting Co podcast. This has been the Waiting Co podcast for 2/22/16. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for joining me, Relic and Cross, and everybody watching. And keep an eye out on Drive Not Found for any streams, and our channels for other bullshittery. But
yep. And see everyone in 2 weeks, maybe.
Yep. Hopefully 2 weeks.
Yep.
Goodbye.